And when you don't remember, somebody else brings up the handle of Heaven Hill, and you're like, man, what happened last night?
It is Sunday night, and this has all got me feeling ill.
All right, so we got a little mail call. We thought we'd open them up and see what we got here.
We went to the P.O. box. Excited.
Look at here.
We got a card.
Look at
Stab
this,
tab.
Tennessee, I like it.
They're cute. Little
Awesome little
hats. I love that. Love the card. That might be the prettiest card I've ever seen.
It's very pretty.
So this is from Miss Bo from Tennessee. So she sent Wyatt and Raylan the hats.
Nice, put it on, Wyatt.
And she'll actually be at the Appalachian Fair, so that'll be awesome.
Oh, that's
We get
exciting.
to meet you. Thank you.
Hat looks good. There you go, Ray Ray. There's your hat. Put it on. They're Tennessee hats.
Aww.
Isn't that awesome?
Perfect.
Looking good. Thank you, Bo. All right, what do we got here?
The Stivers.
Hang on, Ray Ray.
Goodie box. Hope you like the sign I designed. And stuff for the new store. Awesome.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it.
From Kendra.
Kendra.
And it's Kay's Coastal Creations. So if you like what you're about to see in this box,
There you go.
there you go.
What do we got? What do we got?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my
gosh.
goodness.
Mountains, moonshine, and memories.
That
How
is
cute
so
is that?
beautiful.
Love that
love
color.
it. That is too awesome.
Cool.
Perfect colors.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Jen's heart is turquoise and brown / burlap.
Fragile.
Check these out. So is that ornaments?
I think so.
Yeah. Look at this.
Some ornaments. Oh, an ornament what we could paint.
No, she's already. Oh yeah, that one is a kit to paint. Isn't that neat?
Can we paint it? Can we paint it?
Appalachian bracelet. That is adorable.
I love that.
It's even got the correct pronunciation on it. Love it.
That's cool.
This one says, "Take me to the mountain." Oh, love
So
it.
cool.
Can I see?
That's a keychain, it looks like. And these are
Yeah.
both keychains. Not all who wander are lost, and take the road less traveled.
Nice.
Love it. Wanderlust, a strong, irresistible desire to wander or travel and explore the world, and the mountains are calling.
Nice. So this one we knew was coming, but we didn't know all of this was coming. That is amazing. Thank you. So this is just some of the cool stuff that she wanted to share with us. Some for us, and then also to be able to put in our store, especially like the sign. That's amazing. So what we're seeing here, if you ever come to our store, once we get that up and running, you'll probably see some of the stuff there. However, I do know she has an online site. So I'll link it down below in the description so you can go looking, because you can just get this ordered too.
Yeah, these are some beautiful creations.
Yes, and it is really, really cool looking. It's what you would see in an actual like woodworking place, not like a convenience store ornament, you know what I mean? Like it's actually good quality. So
cool.
That's very cool. Thank you. Oh, this one's to me. Yeah, turn around so we don't get that. This is from Mr. Carl. Let's see what we got here.
Color?
Oh, we knew this was coming
Oh
too.
yeah, I forgot.
So these are actual Candleberry Company scents and candles and different stuff like that.
Love.
I don't know if Candleberry's like, I don't know the popularity of Candleberry across the nation. I think it's definitely growing. We actually have a factory here in Kentucky that's close to us. So it's like the only one you see, like New York Candle Company, stuff like that. That's not here. It's all Candleberry. Well, this is a funny story with Carl, because actually his channel name caught me by surprise when I saw the comment. I was like, what? Did he see that video that when we had the infrared thing go on? Well, his channel name, let me make sure I get it right, is Hunting the Haunted. And so when I saw that Hunting the Haunted comment on one of our videos, I was like, what? Well, it was on our greenhouse video. So he was actually looking to get ideas on how to build a greenhouse. Make a long story short, they're in Florida right now. His wife's from Harlan, Kentucky, which is just on the other side of the mountain from us. And they're moving to Kentucky. And so we've just been talking ever since, but it's all because his channel name caught my eye on a comment about my greenhouse.
Yeah.
So very neat.
And his wife will actually be opening a clothing store, and she's going to be selling the Candleberry candles.
Yeah.
And he knew that we liked them, so he sent us some. Thank you.
So neat. So if you're interested in kind of that hunting stuff, I know our My brother-in-law, her brother Jed is. His show name's Hunting the Haunted. Go check it out. Thank you, Carl, and wife. I'm not sure if her name was it on there.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, send our
you so
our
much.
appreciation to that. We love it, and let us know when you make it to Kentucky.
So
Graham,
this one is actually for Graham and Karen, so I'm not going to open it, but thank you.
yeah, Graham and Karen is her mom. She's a popular person on our channel. I think we'll see her this weekend, so we'll give it to her then.
So somebody also sent us these magnets from Everlasting Graphics, Sharon Spurlock. They're so cute. Oh my goodness, I love them. They're the perfect little garden-inspired magnets. They're ceramic, and they have a little magnet. I love it. Those are adorable. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. So you got to see our mail haul. We did deliver Grammy Karen's little piece of mail that she received. Laura, that was extremely sweet for her birthday. She got a little bracelet from Laura for Grammy Karen's birthday, so that was really awesome. She enjoyed it. And we spent most of the day there today.
Yeah.
The kids stayed at Grammy Karen's. They got to do all kinds of fun stuff over the weekend. And when we got there, we did some like community garden harvesting at their place. We all went and harvested some blueberries. It was kind of cool, kind of not cool, I guess. But the
Cat, who are you?
cat's in a mood. There was some doves that got under their blueberry netting.
Yeah.
And so we had to get them out of there. But doves are like the sweetest things ever. And like the kids got to hold them and let them go free and release.
Yeah.
And it was kind of neat. But we had a good time over there. We got a bunch of okra because we didn't grow okra this year. And they've had it run out of their ears. We got some okra. We cut some comfrey from their side. They're actually donating that for us to let dry. Someone actually mentioned, like, how can you grow the amount that you need? And one of the options is letting others grow it. And then you do the harvesting part. So they get the beauty, you get the bounty if they don't want to do that. And then after you make salves and stuff like that, you give them some. And then it was just a lot of fun. We had a good day.
We also harvested some echinacea.
Yes.
That we are going to do something with, maybe in this video, so that'll be cool. The okra, that we're going to pickle it and can that, so that'll be good.
Southern staple.
Yes. We are running out of jars, though, so the canning that we are doing is being very intentional because we just don't have enough jars and we can't find them anywhere. So it's a little bit less this year, and it's just super like focused on what we really need kind of thing.
Right. And I think that's a little bit of the shortage, but it's also canning season. So like don't freak out too much. It's usually pretty low at this time of year. And we don't have Roll King around us. Roll King usually always has it in stock. But yeah, like she said, so we are going to be canning the broth. Jen has made some amazingly beautiful broth. That's first on the docket. That will be pressure canned. Maybe get the echinacea going on. Yeah. Probably not the okra.
Probably
not today. Not today. That might be tomorrow. But y'all come along. We'll show you how we do it. So here's the broth. How long do you think it's been sitting? About 3 days?
Yeah. Actually, this is the fourth.
This is the fourth.
It wasn't supposed to go that long. But it's okay because it's just going to be even better.
Right.
As you can see, it's really, really dark, which is good. That's what we want. We don't want it to be tasteless. I'm going to kill this.
You're going to kill the cat.
I'm going to kill the cat.
Is someone being a little moody today? we were gone all day, and now she's wanting to tear up everything.
Yep.
Aren't you? Guess what? That means you get to go outside.
Time.
Whew. Now that we got the cat taken care of, what we was trying to say is, normally you could go about 48 hours on the broth, but it never hurts to let it go longer. The only reason it went longer is because we were on the search for for jars.
2 days we were on the search.
Yeah, thankfully.
Ended up, we found some in the basement. So.
Yeah, when I was getting the pressure canner out of the basement, I found a box of old jars.
Stash.
Yeah, the hidden stash. It's always good to forget about it. It's like burying your money.
Yeah.
But we were able to find enough quarts to be able to do it, so that is first up. But we gotta get these jars clean. Okay, what you done?
So while we were at my mom's, we picked echinacea coneflower, and we all separated it. We cut off the tops, we took the leaves, we took some of the stems that were good and healthy, and we're gonna make a tincture with it. So I love making tinctures. It is so easy and simple. All you need is whatever you're making your tincture out of, which I've done lemon balm, elderberry, echinacea, chamomile, and you need an 80 proof alcohol. So like vodka, rum, I think those are the main two.
Yeah, you could probably even use Everclear. It's a higher proof.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt anything, but yeah.
So we're gonna fill up our jar with that.
Goodness.
And then we're gonna pour.
Sorry, babe. Hang on. When you were talking, this fly went like this right in front of the screen. I was like trying to get it away. Sorry. All right. So you're putting everything in the jar.
Yes. And then we're gonna cover it with the vodka, and then we're gonna let it sit in a dark place for about a month, and then we're gonna strain it, and we'll have our tincture.
And then so after a month, you then drain all the flour out, just leaving the juice. And then you put it in little bitty tincture jars. So this is like an elderberry tincture. It has a little squeeze thing in it. And so like the elderberry, like I take 2 shots of this a day just to go in, because y'all living in Appalachia, like you got to work hard to earn it here.
Really do.
We got goldenrod that has like taken over this place right now. And I mean, it's just, again, allergies. It's... You gotta earn it. Yeah. So we were very hard believers on tinctures, and this is gonna be a really cool one because this is primarily around like infections, right?
Yep.
So yeah, go ahead.
Any kind of infection you can get. So like upper respiratory, herpes, urinary tract, just all that kind of good stuff. A common cold. So it's, you know, it's a lot like the same properties as elderberry, but it's a different form. So
really cool. Which when you were describing to me, it kind of felt more antibiotic-y. So like elderberry to me is
antiviral.
Elderberry is more of a preventative. It's an immune booster. Where this almost sounds like if you have it, it can help kind of thing. So that's kind of cool, and just knowing the difference on preventative and then kind of retroactive, and so that's gonna be pretty sweet. Let's do it.
Well, the vodka was not enough, so we are now hitting the liquor cabinet for more. Thankfully, we're not liquor drinkers, so all this pretty expensive liquor that people gets us, unfortunately, goes to tinctures instead of to better use, but it is what it is.
You split your back? Had tequila get you. That bring back a bad college night, right?
Yeah. Whew. That was potent.
Where's the salt?
Oh, I have heartburn. Okay, thanks to our good friends vodka, moonshine, and tequila.
Oh, smoky Margaritaville and Heaven Hill. That's like how a night starts. You start with Margaritaville, you know, you have the Margaritaville, hitting a couple shots of tequila. Then you're like, you know what, let me roll over to Old Smoky, let me get a little shot of shine.
Yeah.
And then when you don't remember, somebody else brings up the handle of Heaven Hill, and you're like, man, what happened last night?
It is Sunday night, and this has all got me feeling ill.
So real quick, so you're like, can you do that? Can you mix all those things? Yes, you can. It's more about the proof and clearness. Like, you don't want flavored. All this was clear. So we actually used tequila, vodka, and moonshine, like we just said. But everything was above 80 proof or more. So it'll be just fine. Now it's going to sit in a dark place for how long?
We're going to put it there in my cabinet with all my scobies, and we're going to leave it in there for about a month. It's dark up there. We never really open it because it's just extra storage. So about a month, and then we'll strain it off and put it in our little jars and make tinctures.
Exciting stuff.
It'll be good to have for the winter coming.
Yes, it will. Well, one job down. That was quick and easy.
Yep.
Yeah, look how pretty that is.
Beautiful.
I almost wish we didn't have to put it in a dark place.
I know.
It's so pretty. Oh, and just FYI, there are her SCOBY hotel, which needs to be fed, but man.
They're happy.
They're happy. She got some big old Scoobies in there. And if you're wondering what in the world is a SCOBY, recent blog post out on the website, thestivershomestead.com. If you want to go straight to it, /blog. It's all about kombucha and SCOBYs.
Yep. And we have a lot left over.
Sorry,
so
I was shooting down.
Zach's going to be hitting up the liquor store on a Monday morning.
What's wrong with you? It is time to can the jar. So what Jen is doing, whenever you kind of use like a turkey roaster or something large like this, it's not very easily strained, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't take it to the sink and dump it out of there.
Right.
So she is using a individual like hand strainer on top of our funnel, and then that way it'll catch anything.
Yep.
So we're gonna get these filled up, and then time to can.
So what this broth is actually a carcass from one of our turkeys that we ate. And I put that carcass in there. It still had a little bit of meat left on it. And that's okay. It just gives more flavor. And then I put about 2 onions. I quartered them. Put the rack in the bottom, the roaster rack. I did probably 4 carrots, probably 4 sticks of celery, and filled it up with water, and then simmered it basically. I brought it to a boil and then simmered it for, this is day 4 like I said, but 2 days, 2 or 3 days is ideal. You just want that broth to get dark. You don't want it to be like super light because it just won't be very flavorful. This is really good broth. It smells amazing.
And if, like, we never buy store broth, ever. Once you've made your first homemade, you're like, wow, that stuff you buy has zero flavor. It does nothing for any of the food that we put it in. So, like, this is a regular canned item for us. Anytime we're eating any of our chickens, any of our turkeys, anything with a bone, basically, a large bone, so like a carcass, we're going to make broth. So we're usually making broth once a week. And I promise you, you can do this, like, I mean, I'm sure you all, like, at Thanksgiving, you have leftover turkey. Well, you're going to have the turkey. Or even if you have the ham bone, like the ham broth is fantastic, too. So this is something you can do without having to raise your own meat. Like, you can do this with any meat that you're eating. And I promise, just do it. It's so easy. You don't even have to can this, really. So if, like, you make a smaller batch, you can pop it right in the fridge. So if you're a regular broth user, just keep it in there and you'll have it, and then you'll want to use it. I probably wouldn't let it go after a couple weeks, you know.
Yeah, I actually have some in the fridge from one of our chicken carcasses, because when we do a chicken, it's not really enough to make to can out of.
Right.
So we just put it in the fridge and then use it for any kind of soups or stews or whatever.
Yeah, and like you said, the longer it goes, the darker it gets, which makes it more flavorful for us. But I would say day 3 is that prime, like it smells like somebody's making chicken noodle soup up in your house. That's the perfect time, but this is really good as well. So definitely try this 100%. Okay, while she's done that, let's talk pressure canning. So we have just your normal plain Jane Presto pressure canner, nothing fancy about it whatsoever. What you want to do is while you're getting that stuff lifted up, you want to get just a little bit of water in there. How much do you think that is? A couple inches of water?
It's 3 quarts for ours. We have to put 3 quarts of water in, but I always do 4 because it always ends up boiling a little bit out while our jars are getting hot and we're filling up and stuff.
So, unlike water bath canning, right? So water bath, you want it to be over your jars, an inch above. That is not the case here. So do like she said, add 4
Whatever
quarts.
Whatever canner you buy, your manual is going to tell you how much water you need.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's some that are a lot bigger than what we have, like taller to where you can even like stack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. But this is your plain Jane one. So one other thing too, always follow your ball recipe book if you have any questions. Like, so if you're a little uneasy about something, always follow some kind of USDA approved thing if that makes you feel more comfortable. Here, general rule that is also going to be found is if you're under 1,000 foot above sea level, if you're under that, you're at 10 pounds of pressure. If you're above 1,000 foot of sea level, you're at 15 pounds of pressure. Now we're at like 1,050 right here at our house, so it's like kind of teetering on the line. So you know, we're gonna do stuff that some people might not completely agree with on that, but just for you all, that's what it lines in. And then we'll show you how to do it. So ours, well, is this called a shake weight? No, it's not even a shake weight. It's just a weight. It's a weight. So some have like individual weights that you would be adding onto it. We just have the solid, just one that seals it in there and then starts doing the jiggle for us. But we'll show you how to go through that process here in just a second. Okay, so we wiped the rings with white distilled vinegar, got the tops and everything cleaned of any debris, got the tops on, the rings on, remember fingertip tight.
1 inch headspace.
1 inch headspace, and now it's time to get them in the pressure canner.
Okay, so we're getting those in, and it's 25 minutes for quarts.
And I'm going to show you all a little trick with pressure canning, because I'd like to say it every time we do it, because it's the mistake that Jen and I did the first time we ever pressure canned. So I will show you all what mistake not to do. So first off, you always want to check your ring in here and make sure that there's no cracks and it looks very sealed. All right. So
also, if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can take it to your extension office and they'll do it for you.
They will inspect it. So when you set this on there, it feels like it's good. Don't just turn it. That's the mistake her and I did. If you don't push a little when you turn, it's not going to build pressure and you're going to freak out and you're going to think that you got something's broke and you're going to explode. The very first time we pressure canned, that was our mistake. So when you do it, you want to push a little and turn. I'm not saying you have to do hard, you just want to put a little pressure on it so that rubber really seals on there. So now we're getting ready to pressure can.
So now that the lid's on, we are going to set a timer for 10 minutes to let it vent, and before we put that little weight on, and we'll come back and show you that when the 10 minutes is up.
Hey, have you hit the subscribe button yet? We have 10 minutes to wait. Go ahead and do it. You ain't gonna miss nothing. All right, 10 minutes is up. Put your weight on. And then now, once this pops, you'll start gaining pressure. All right, now it is time for the pressure to gain. So we're gonna keep it on high heat until we start getting closer to the mark that we want. And that's when you start moving down. You're gonna eventually be on medium to medium low heat by the time you're done with this. But like I said, you're gonna keep it on high as that pressure starts rising. We are right at 10. So to be honest with you, we're gonna shoot about 12. Again, this is us. You do what you feel comfortable with. Like I said, 10 is 1,000 foot above sea level. Above 1,000 foot is 15. Yeah, under 1,000 foot is 10. Above 1,000 is 15. So like I said, we're right at 1,000. We're just gonna shoot about 12. But at this time, you're gonna move your heat down. I'm gonna go medium high for now. And then so we'll watch it from there. But we are going to start our timer now. All right, so like I said, we're gonna do this a little unconventional because technically, if you're really following the book, we should be 15 because we're 50 foot over. However, we're like right in the middle. We're getting close to 15. I've now moved it down to medium low heat. And so I'm gonna watch it. It should just stay right where it is. But if it starts going down or if it starts going up, we'll adjust. Like I said, it's more of a filling out thing. And that's a lot about pressure canning, is filling it out because everybody stoves different. Everything just gets hotter or lower, different. So you just have to watch it. You know, your first couple times, you want to stay pretty much in the kitchen, watching how that little needle moves here and there. But like I said, ours goes high, medium high to medium low, and then we're usually good for the rest of the round.
It's not like water bath where you can just walk away.
Right. Now, in the words of the late, great Mark Abra, that we love dearly, he would just turn it on high and walk away. So he's probably pumping 18 pounds of pressure some days. Now, he was over 15.
Yeah, he was probably sitting at 1,300 feet above sea
Yeah,
level.
he was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, or Pigeon Forge, and he was well above. But it's just, you know, so everybody does a little different. You got a little bit more rebel side, and you got a little bit more rule following side. But you
We're
know,
somewhere in between.
We're right there in between, which is perfect proof because we're at like 14 pounds of
But
pressure.
Don't do as we do. Do as we say.
Do as we say. Like I said, our recipe is good to go. We always say in our canning videos, we're giving you the recipe. You follow the ball canning book on how you want to do it, with which canner you use and how long to do it for. Okay, the timer is up, and so once your timer is up, all you're going to do is turn it off. And you're going to do nothing else until that pressure gets all the way down to 0, and then you're going to wait another 5 minutes because you want to make sure all the pressure's out. By no means right now do you take that off, because when you do, you're going to have steam and pressure blowing out of it. So you just turn your heat off, you let it set, and let it cool down naturally till we get back down to 0. Okay, we are very close to 0% pressure. So now Jen is starting to fill up our next round of broth. That way, as soon as she gets done, we can get the wipes clean, we can get those ready. So as soon as we take these out, we can put the next ones right back in. Okay, once you get all the way down to 0 and all the pressure's out, you can release. And guess what? Ain't nobody gonna get blown up today.
Not today.
Not today, not yet. At least we got one more round to go. Alright. Now we can take these beautiful things out of here.
Oh, look how pretty. I love broth.
Look at that.
It's like, to the eye, it's not a pretty can. It's kind of like when you can meat. It's just not the prettiest. But to me, it's beautiful. I just love it because it's something that we use so much and something that I used to buy so much from the store.
Right.
Like, I would buy 2 cartons of broth per week.
Man, don't we all though? Like, so much things need that because you want that flavor. You don't want to use water. And, you know, you also think of, like, in a rough situation, like ice storm, tornado, something that loses the power, and you're, like, forced to eat something that maybe isn't very flavorful. Well, you get a bad boy out of this, and you can make anything flavorful. You talk about any kind of soup that you want, and you have this fantastic broth that everybody loves.
Yeah. It's such a staple in a homestead kitchen. And I haven't bought broth in probably 3 years.
Yeah, I would say so.
And I'll never go back to it. Because if I'm running low, I just go buy a chicken or a turkey or harvest a chicken or a turkey and then have broth.
Amen to that.
It's amazing. Okay, so we're putting the last ones in now, and that's going to give us a total of 13 quarts of broth from 1 turkey carcass, 2 onions, 4 stalks of celery, and 4 carrots. And a partridge in a pear tree. It's beautiful. It's very exciting. So a 22 quart roaster made this many quarts. It does cook down a little, and that's good. You want it to, like I said, you want it to be flavorful and good. You don't want it to be bland and tasteless, because then you're not gonna want it. You're gonna want that store-bought broth. So there it is.
So it's late on a Sunday, and this video is actually coming to y'all the next day, which is Monday for you all. So we have got to finish this up, get this video edited so we can have it ready for y'all tomorrow. So we will not keep you around to see the last ones going. The one thing I did want to note is this pressure canner holds 7 quarts.
Yes.
And so this round we're only doing 5. You do normally like to fill them up because you don't want them shaking around. If you ever have that situation, you can put water.
Yeah.
So you can make distilled water.
Or beans, or anything.
Yeah, anything that you have, you can throw in there. But water is like a quick, I just need to fill it up. And that's always good to have as some canned distilled water. So you can definitely do that. However, with quarts being on the shortage that they are, we are not doing that. They'll be fine. They're not going to shake around and break or anything. But I just wanted to give you that little tidbit. However, this is fantastic. We now have 13 quarts of broth that can restock what we use. And it's been a really, really good day. Hopefully you like the tincture as well. Oh, sealed. Oh, by the way, we're going to let these sit with rings on overnight, not touch them. Next day, we'll take the rings off, write them on there. Somebody asked why we do that. We didn't for the longest time. We were not ring taker offers. However, we do understand the fact, like, if it did unseal, the rings could give you a false seal. So that's why we've decided to join the crowd and start taking the rings off of it. But other than that, I hope you all enjoy this video. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to down below.
I love you.
Until the next one. Bye.